Hey, what's going on? We're once again the Bros with my fans as always. Tacos and Nikki Komodo's random pop culture news feed once again, aka Manny Wolverine guys wrestling intros not sports chill. On my social media networks like Twitter, Instagram, of course as always right on BitChute, Odyssey, Minds, Reddit. Just in case the channel gets shut down, terminated, shut down, what have you. Anyways, this truly began. It was 4 days old, but I only heard about it 2 days ago from, like I said, that video before. Word of moving on entire minds. Gotta give credit due to those two guys. Was subscribed to them, I probably heard it from Twitter or Instagram or God forbid TikTok, but thank God that wasn't the case. Anyways, this is about down below. Cards on the side. I'm playing old school Mortal Kombat 3 music. It's very nostalgic. I was like 5, 6 years old when I played it at my cousin's house back in the day. Because luckily for them, they weren't a strictly tight religious evangelical Christian household, so they let them play whatever the fuck they wanted them to play. Thank God. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Oh, one small little news here. I know it's from 3 days ago. I got a credits due my girl Vera Dark Titan Enterprises. She talked about it, so I'll leave the links over there down below. I'll probably talk about this Friday or Saturday. I'm going to be a week old. This was from MSN.com and CBR. They said Demon Slayer's under fire for some fetishes of making an older R34 version. Not even Rule 34, it's just like simple, safe for work version like Demon Girl Nezuko Demon form. And this is actually from a year old. It's not even from 3 days ago. This is from like January 12th, 2022, so I don't know why they're making it brand new news at all. It's as old. Unless they wanted to bring it up again, but links down below if you want to read it yourself. I'll probably do a video on that Friday, Saturday, but they're rekindling those flames from like a year ago. In January 2022 is a while back. So anyways, this comes from Spencer Makuli Burgali. So it's from Bounding Comics. The boy stars Karl Urban. Reportedly in the final talks to tap in as Johnny Cage for Mortal Kombat reboot sequels. I briefly talked about this real quick in my last video yesterday. I was talking about the whole controversy of Saudi Arabia regime government completely banning and permanently banning freaking the Final Fantasy 16 game over there. Feel bad for the Final Fantasy fans that were out there that had to go through that, but whatever. Luckily, it doesn't matter in my mind. Anyways, it's officially begun. So this is making its good predecessors. Ending teaser. Seems that Warner Brothers Discovery upcoming sequel to the Mortal Kombat reboot franchise will finally see Johnny Cage under the ring, and actor Karl Urban appears to be the leading role to portray the pompous hero return to the silver screen. Yeah, you guys could. I'm only going to read it by 6 parts. The other 3 or 4 I'm probably going to skip around, so there's that. Should he agree, Karl Urban will be the one to be first confirmed as a cast member director Simon McQuinn's, hopefully that's not McQuinn's or McQuoid's, second outing into Earthrealm, as despite how the last film strongly implied that Louis Tan's whole young character would be playing a major part in the series, going to the series forward to Sub-Zero's actor Joe Towson, hopefully I said that right, Towslim or Taslim, has confirmed that he has his contract encompassed for further appearances as Lin QL, hopefully I'm saying right, QL or QI, champion. Both actors have yet to be officially announced as returning. Producer Todd Gardner did recently share a photo of himself alongside Towson and Shane Swan's actor Chin Han or Chin Hang, alongside with his simply captioned, it's hard to pronounce these, a lot of these Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean names. Sometimes very difficult, so bear with me. Simple caption number 2. Given the ever-evolving nature of Hollywood productions, there's a lot of evil Satanism, Freemason, Illuminati crap, which sucks. Double-edged sword when I talk about it, unfortunately, but wouldn't be surprised on this one, but it's official. I'm glad they didn't leave us in the cliffhanger, because when I saw it 2 years ago, I remember it so well that they left us in cliffhanger on Johnny Cage. It means that Johnny Cage was going to be a sequel part 2. When I saw this 2 years ago in 2021, I really, really hope to God they actually do make a sequel for this. I feel like there's a lot more explanation that needed to be made, so I'm glad they're making an actual sequel to this. I felt like it was just a big cliffhanger as Johnny Cage and his daughter Cassie Cage is going to be into this movie in the sequel part. Because I feel like a lot of stuff was unanswered, man. Even though it had a lot of good graphics, the fight scenes were amazing, the superpowers it gave Kano and all the other dudes. And I think his name was Jax, the one that was the black dude that was like Cyborg. There's a different dude. And that's from the Warner Brothers DC shit, like for superhero comic shit. Like how they did with the Justice League and all that. It's a whole other separate franchise. So let's keep continuing that. I'm going on topic. Given the two ever-evolving natures of Hollywood productions, the actor can be considered, quote, confirmed prior to an official studio announcement. So yeah, 100% engraved in stone is going to be a part 2. Super freaking hyped about this thing, man. I jumped out of my seat and was hyped at every single little fight moment. The way they portrayed the freaking video game characters is so fucking accurate. I'm glad. Only two complaints I didn't like about is the cringiness that one chick Sony played. I mean, she wasn't super hardcore feminist in the movie, thank God. I mean, she was still a tough ass, badass chick in the freaking movie when I was like in 2nd grade or 3rd grade when it came out in 1995 when I was like a 90s kid. I was like 6 at the time. It was 1994, 95. As I didn't watch, I had to watch the TV censored version for that one. Because I wasn't allowed to go to the movies at that time. Man, that was the only complaint I had on that one. She wasn't super overly feministic. Thank God, because when all SJW wokeism bullcrap was happening, and it still sadly is. It was only 2 years ago when the movie came out. And man, they killed one of my favorite freaking. I think it was Raiden they killed off in the first movie, live action movie of Mortal Kombat. They killed him off. Or the other one. I think it's Shang-Li. I don't know as it was. I think they kept Scorpion. Thank God, Scorpion's still alive. But anyways, that last fight they did at the end with freaking Sub-Zero was freaking mind-blowing as hell. I love the way Warner Brothers did that. Do that with freaking the Warner Brothers stuff in the Flash, even though it won't be as bloody and gory, but still, almost. So it says I totally missed that one. Post-interview, Variety McCoy explained that his decision to cut one of the video game characters' original roster members due to the point was done because, quote, he's such a giant personality and he almost has his own gravitational field. The feeling he would then throw out its bounce slightly. I get asked about Kitana just as much as Johnny Cage. Oh, I want Mileena to be in there. The one that has that ugly little demon freaking sharp teeth face with the ugly, creepy ass looking mouth and everything and tongue. Even though she was ugly without the mask, she was still cool as hell. My old school nostalgia. Her and Scorpion, and I think it was either Sonny Blade, Johnny Cage, or Kano were like my big 5 mains I used to use all the time. The old school arcade edition, but let's move on. He continued, There's a lot of interest in the character and material at work, so we really had to dig into it. We just know that we're very privileged sitting here. Yeah, then we'll go down this path. Anyways, skip a little bit here. Karl Urban is one of the most often than not given off a sort of a quote, right bastard, unquote energy that lends itself to the gruff yet charming characters. As seen in his portrayal as Billy Butcher, the boys as Dr. Bones McCoy, and as Star Trek, Scourge and Thor Ragnarok. Oh, I forgot he was in Star Trek too. Yeah, I remember he was in a remake for Judge Dredd, named just called him Dredd. But he did really good in that movie too. He did good in a few movies. I remember in occasional movies I watched him in. Meanwhile, as an arrogant, narcissistic, who only joined the original Mortal Kombat tournament in order to prove that he did all his own stunts, Cage's character is more than akin to that of the prototypical douchebag. As such, it seems like it would be more beneficial to the role of the cast for someone like Top Gun's Maverick, Glenn Powell, or even the current WWE roster star Michael "The Miz" Mizanin. I don't watch wrestling, sorry guys, whatever. The latter of whom not actually only expressed interest into the role, but also received an endorsement for his potential casting in the Mortal Kombat co-creator Sylvester Boom. What? Oh, thank God. I can make a compelling case. I don't know who the Miz Mazani is. Maybe because he has a real-life Australian-British accent, he would have been a lot more better for it. I don't know. Because the other one, he has an Australian-British accent, too, and he does super well as him. I don't care if he's an old man for that. I'd still do it. I'd still be okay with them playing it. Link sisters by below cartel and site if you want to read the rest of him, but quick thoughts using opinions again. Should have said over thoughts using opinions earlier, but whatever. I'm really excited to see if he really truly ends up being the cast of Johnny Cage. If these 3 approve of it, I'll be so fucking happy he ends up being a freaking role. for Johnny Cage. I don't care if he's an old senior citizen, man. He's too old of a boomer to freaking play Johnny Cage. Let him play it, man. He will knock that shit out of the park immediately. He's done so well. Very underrated actor here. Let's go into the second one here. Second bit of news. Alita. I don't have any music for Alita, but links to description down below if you want to check it out yourself. I'm just going to play Ape Escape music because it's futuristic and cyberistic, so there's that. So it says, I don't know why that's there. So it says, Alita's Battle Angel is finally getting a sequel, but the follow-up needs to fix a major mistake in the movie. Involves the right time. This comes from Timothy Donahue. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Donahue. So, CBR.com. So let's begin. Let's jump into it. Because anime fans and moviegoers in general have been begging on. I don't know why they're all doing that. Hold on a second. I had to switch the track there for Ape Escape 2, because that one was just a remake of rap and hip hop shit from stupid little faggot rapper doves I don't give a fuck about. We're mid-late 2010s. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm sounding like a millennial boomer. That's how it is with me. I like underground deep down rap, but Chicano gangster rap is a lot better than me, personally. It's based on a legendary manga live-action series from somehow tepid box office made it unlikely that it will reveal a sequel, but the second film has been confirmed, and it'll hopefully learn from its mistakes. I know this is like 6-7 days old. I'm still jumping into this mother effer because I love the crap out of the freaking manga and anime series for this freaking franchise. This manga anime freaking show, Alita, was bomb. I only watched 2 episodes of it, and I got to watch the rest of the old school anime because it's like right around the year before or after I was born, 1991. I don't watch those. I was like 8-9 years old, but let's continue. The first Alita film was notably short for its scope, coming around as 2 hours in total. That made its third act come off a little bit rushed. Throwing away its quality the movie has, some of this may have been a lack of confidence getting a sequel, but since Alita follow-up is now on the way, it might take time to expand the franchise's universe. I hope so. I really hope it does. Although the first 2/3 of the Alita Battle Angel story, the storytelling and pacing remained solid. It introduced a dystopian futuristic world of the rules of Alita and other soldiers. The problem arises in this movie's final section, which is anything but well-paced. The villainous Vector is dealt with by disappointingly anticlimactic fashion. This is undergoing the massive threat that disappearances beforehand had made him out to be. Likewise, the romance between Alita and Hugo, I totally forgot about that, which therefore have been handled in a tactical and charming way. However, the movie's conclusion are too many hopefully I'm saying that right, contrivances or contrivices too soon, making the relationship feel rushed and almost ignorance. I guess this journalist said about it. That's how I felt. They're all marred with what otherwise was a good movie, especially consider its nature beforehand. I guess so. Nature beforehand or afterhand. These were even worse cases of Hollywood with the stench of the infamous Dragon Ball Evolution still fairly strong. Oh god, that was some of the worst live-action things of all time. Despite all of this, Alita succeeded in making material relatable for audiences. Sadly, I mentioned less than dependable. Third act reflected a wanting to get through as much of the source material as possible, and such a task was hampered in a minute by a minute runtime, which wasn't enough to fulfill their goals. Yeah, quick thoughts, using opinions again. Third time I did it in this freaking video. I hope they make it good. They don't make it real creepy. The eyes are kind of big and funky looking. I didn't like it the first time, but the way they made her move and the live action stuff, there wasn't that much live action because most of it was all purely CGI. Most of it was really, really fake as heck, but it didn't matter. The story was really, really amazing. The little contest competition you had to do to defeat all these other robot monsters that are fighting to the death. That freaking concept was so damn cool. It gave me a lot of Hunger Games and Maze Runner vibes. I'm a big fan of that. That's all I gotta say for Animatic. And I really hope to God they got the same voice actors, not voice actors, but motion capture actors to do that again. I think she was like a Latina chick too. She was Colombian, Brazilian. That's it. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. I almost to talk to these buddies. CBC, have a good day, have a good night, whatever in the universe out there. Save music on channel with video image news, and manga news, Switch to drama news, and must news. Celebrity gossip news once more, and of course, reactions to segments like this. Take it easy. Peace out, myself. Listen, bye. See you guys on the flip side. Gone up and taking the job. Hydrogel, nail bots, crap. Later.